This presentation is about technology in the classroom. In it, I will present information about how technology has developed and share some ideas about how teachers can use technology in their classrooms effectively. A book that has greatly impacted the way that I view technology is From the Garden to the City by John Dyer, which I will be referencing in this presentation. If you have not read this book, I encourage you to read it. First, it is important to understand what technology is. In this book about the redeeming and corrupting powers of technology, John Dyer defines technology as the human activity of using tools to transform God's creation for practical purposes. Most of the time when people think about technology, their minds think about cell phones or laptop computers. That's what I think of. However, this definition from Dyer encompasses much more than our modern technologies and helps us to understand the development of technology. Using this definition, examples of technology could include a shovel or a belt. We may not automatically think about these items as technology, but these are evidence of God's creation being transformed for practical purposes. Some other examples that we may think of when technology is mentioned include a microwave and a smartphone. And these are more complicated in their design and better fit into our preconceived ideas of what technology is. Now that we know what technology is, let's look at how technology has developed. To do this, we need to go to the very beginning of the world, when God created Adam and Eve in his own image. God is creative. In Genesis 1, we find that he created the world. We also find that he created Adam and Eve in his image. Since God is a creative God, Adam and Eve were given abilities to be creative in their thinking. God also gave Adam an opportunity to use his creative skills when he assigned Adam the task of naming the animals. The story of creativity and technology continues on. After Adam and Eve sinned, they transformed God's creation of leaves for a practical purpose, to cover themselves. Interestingly, God upgrades Adam and Eve's technology by making them new clothes. This shows that man's creative abilities would still be used after the fall, but now the transformations would involve sin-cursed materials. The use of technology in the Bible continues. Genesis 4:20-22 tells us that Cain's offspring developed animal husbandry, art and music, and metal tools. Incredibly, these areas of agriculture, art, and technology broadly summarized human culture. Continuing in the book of Genesis, we find more technology in chapters 6-8. The wickedness of the earth had grown, and God chose to destroy humanity in a supernatural torrent of floodwaters. However, God also decided to save humanity using a technology he designed himself. We know this technology as the ark. God gave Noah specific instructions about how to build this technology. That would be the way that Noah and his family would be saved. Looking now into the book of Exodus, we see evidence of more technology in God's plan for his people. Moses led God's chosen people out of Egypt and used the technology of writing to give them his law. Having God's law written down would ensure that it would be understood by all. While verbal language was a form of communication, this technology emphasized permanence and authority. God's perfect timing is displayed again, this time in the New Testament. In the centuries leading up to Jesus' birth, two major technologies had spread across the world, enabling the gospel to spread. The first technology was a common language, which was Greek. The other technology was the invention of the roads in Rome. The timing of Jesus' coming was no coincidence. God had planned it perfectly, right when these two technologies were first being used. When God came to earth as a man, he was also involved in an occupation which was skilled in technology. In Jesus' job as a carpenter, he was taking God's creation of wood and transforming it to be made into many items that could be used by others. In God's plan, He gave his Son an occupation which involved technology. In God's sovereignty, he also planned for Christ's death to involve a cruel form of technology, the Roman crucifixion. The technology with which Jesus worked, wood and nails, was the technology on which he died, a cross. From the time of Jesus Christ up until 1650, some technology was developed, but life in the 1650s did not differ much from life in Bible times. However, from 1650 through 1850, the development of technology gained in speed as ideas were tested and findings were shared around the world through the better communication as a result of the printing press and the newer transportation as a result of better ships. These two technologies enabled the discoveries of inventors to be shared with others, and technology development continued to increase. From 1850 to 1950, inventors focused on replicating human senses in their inventions. The photograph, phonograph, and telegraph enabled people to share the findings even faster. From 1950 until 2000, the invention of the microchip enabled the inventions developed previously to be improved. Technology has been exponentially growing, and we see this evidenced as new devices are invented constantly. These new inventions in the digital age are having a great impact on people. The digital revolution is affecting people socially, physically, cognitively, and spiritually. In Luke 2:52, the Bible shares that Jesus grew in all four of these areas, wisdom being cognitive, stature being physical, favor with God being spiritual, and favor with man being social. It is important for the Christian school teacher to understand technology and to use it effectively to positively impact students. Teachers can use technology in their classrooms to effectively aid in their teaching. In this next section, I would like to share some ideas for how you can use technology in your classroom. This first technology tool is helpful for identifying similarities and differences by providing a clear chart listing information about two different people or objects. You can see the website listed, wolframalpha.com. Teachers can help students to compare, classify, create metaphors, and create analogies. According to Pittler, Hubble, and Kuhn, these processes help move students from existing knowledge to new knowledge, concrete ideas to abstract ideas, and separate concepts to connected concepts. Through this website, students can easily create charts or look up information about people or objects in order to compare them. The picture on the left shows a comparison that I did of Harriet Tubman and Harriet Beecher Stowe. The picture on the right shows the many different topics that are available through this website. This strategy also seeks to bring students to a deeper level of understanding. According to Pittler, Hubble, and Kuhn, in generating and testing hypotheses, students are engaging in complex mental processes, applying content knowledge like facts and vocabulary, and enhancing their overall understanding of the content. According to the Pavilion School District, the process of explaining their thinking helps students deepen their understanding of the principles they are applying. Since this program through explorelearning.com allows students to conduct tests virtually, this would be a great way to encourage students to generate and test hypotheses without having to have all of the supplies and time spent doing the actual experiments. Shown in these pictures is an experiment from the plants section for grades 3 through 5. This tool seems like it has a lot to offer teachers. According to an article in the American Educator, it is not enough simply to present students with new material, because the material will be forgotten unless there is sufficient rehearsal. Teachers should plan to give students opportunities to practice. Some studies have shown that it is more beneficial to give smaller amounts of new information and more guided practice than to give all of the instruction at once and let students try to apply the information on their own. An important finding from information processing research is that students need to spend additional time rephrasing, elaborating, and summarizing new material in order to store this material in their long-term memory. This strategy of assigning homework and providing practice seeks to help students to remember material that has been taught. Khan Academy offers many different educational videos. According to the authors of the book, Using Technology with Classroom Instruction That Works, the content of Khan Academy is presented in easily digestible 10 to 20 minute chunks, especially intended for viewing on the computer. The videos are known for being conversational in style, and teachers are able to track how students are doing as they progress through the lessons. This tool supports the strategy of assigning homework and providing practice, because teachers can assign students certain videos and lessons to complete. The students can then log in and use the tool to complete assignments or practice different skills. I've enjoyed using this with my kindergarten students. They enjoy watching the videos, and it's another good way to reinforce basic math skills with them. Being able to take notes in class is also an important skill for students. In an article about teaching students how to take notes, the author says, as students progress through school, in-class note-taking demands become increasingly challenging. They are required to listen to information dictated by their teachers, process that information, and rewrite it in their own words in the form of easy-to-read notes. Without proper strategies, this multi-step process can be frustrating and overwhelming for most students. This program, through AudioNote, offers the option of being able to draw or type notes while recording a voiceover. It is very user-friendly. When you play back the recording, it highlights the text that you were typing at the time that you were recording your voice. It shows the text in a different color, too. I think this program could be helpful for students of many learning types. Students could use this program for their own note-taking and summarizing. They could work together on a group project with others, or they could watch and listen to a teacher share his notes with the class. The one downside to the program is that the free version only allows you to record up to 5 minutes at a time. But I still think that this program could be very helpful, and I plan to use it in the future. If teachers are going to implement cues, questions, and advanced organizers into their lessons, then there should be an easy way to keep resources and ideas organized. Through this website, teachers are able to create groups about specific topics and are able to bookmark websites and ideas. This website also allows you to highlight text on a website and insert sticky notes with special messages from the teacher. Because I teach kindergarten, my bookmarks would be primarily for my organization. But with older students, I could see how teachers could create entire study projects using this website. Students could be given an assignment which they would be required to complete using the bookmarks created by the teacher. This tool has lots of potential in helping teachers. You can see in the picture on the right some of the text that I was able to highlight in different colors. This allows you to use many resources from online and just create them and customize them for your class. This website allows teachers to make personalized certificates for students. This could definitely help with reinforcing effort and recognizing special achievements. Offering praise for students' work and efforts can alter a student's feeling of inadequacy, so that students can begin to view their own intelligence as something that can be developed. This mindset of developing intelligence will increase students' ability to bounce back in the face of academic setbacks and other difficulties. I enjoyed using this program. It was fast and easy to use. It allows you to make personal certificates with the student names on them. And this particular certificate highlights a student doing his or her best. Other certificates include being a good helper, doing your homework, being the best listener, showing improvement in a certain area, getting good grades, having helping hands, and lots of other options. This website is most likely suited for younger students, but older students may appreciate some achievement certificates as well. Good feedback should be a part of a classroom assessment environment in which students see constructive criticism as a good thing and understand that learning cannot occur without practice. The teachers should provide specific, clear, timely, and helpful feedback to students. According to Susan Brookhart, Feedback strategies can vary in timing, amount, mode, and audience. Furthermore, feedback content can vary in focus, comparison, function, valence, clarity, specificity, and tone. Before beginning a unit, teachers could use this tool to collect data and see what their students already know and where they have weaknesses in their knowledge base. Having this understanding, the teacher would be better prepared to set proper objectives. Throughout a unit, this tool could also be used to provide feedback to the teacher and the students about how much they are learning. This program allows the teacher to create quizzes, which can be printed out or taken online by all of the students using their own devices. You can see an example of a quiz that I made for a Bible class. The University of Adelaide encourages using the SMART approach to ensure clear objectives are set. Objectives should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-framed. When teachers set clear objectives, the students are prepared for what is to come. They are better prepared for the material and know how to study for upcoming assessments better. Students can even set some of their own learning goals. Research has shown that allowing students to set some of their own learning goals increases their motivation to learn. I think that the graphic organizers provided through this website could be used in many ways to help with setting objectives for a unit of study in many subject areas. Tech for Learning is a great website to try out. These are some of the technology tools that I recently discovered and have enjoyed using, and I wanted to share them with you. The websites that I have shared in this presentation are user-friendly and easy to figure out. Most of them are also free. I encourage you to check them out for yourself and to see how you can use them in your classroom. Although technology is important and helpful, I think it is important for the Christian school teacher to also teach students a proper view of technology. As much as we may rely on technology, it fails us. I think remembering that God never fails and can always be relied on and trusted is a good way to have a proper perspective of God and technology. Psalm 136, 1-2 says, "O give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. O give thanks unto the God of gods, for his mercy endureth forever." Another version said that his love never fails. God can always be relied on. If you would like to check out some more information or see more of my reviews on the technology shared in this presentation, you can check out my blog at technologyfortheteacher.weebly.com. I would love to also get in contact with you, so you can check that out. Contact me through that. Thank you.